Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another kicking movie reaction review. Today we are reviewing Mimic 2 from 2001. I reviewed the original Mimic forever ago. It's a Guillermo del Toro film, the original is. And so I had to pick up the 3-pack when I found it forever ago. But I watched the first one, and then I just never watched the sequels. And recently I kind of remembered that the sequels exist, even though I have a copy of all of them on D&D. Not D&D. Sorry, I literally just planned a D&D session. DVD. So, we're finally watching those, and today we're doing Mimic 2, rated R, 2001, horror sci-fi, hour 22 minutes, you know how it be. It's got a 3.5 on Vudu out of 5. 76% of Google users like the movie. And it has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very, very, very low. But I enjoyed it. You know? It's nowhere as good as the first one. But I enjoyed it. Here's a quick read-up. Though well-meaning scientists thought they'd destroyed them all, a single gigantic, murderous Judas breed cockroach, which is capable of taking on the shape of a human, is still on the loose. So basically one of them escaped and wasn't killed. When the monster follows entomologist Remy Panos, played by Alex Koromazve, and kills her boyfriend, Jason Mundy, played by Brian Lechner. Not really her boyfriend, more like her stalker. Remy becomes the prime suspect. Assigned to the case, Detective Klasky, Bruno Campos, grows convinced of her innocence and soon joins forces with her to hunt down the creature. It's directed by John de Segonzac, part of the Mimic trilogy, of course. The budget was $10 million. Yeah. Produced by Joel Soyson, Cary Grant, and Bob Weinstein. Starring Alex Koromze, Bruno Campos, Will Estes, Gavin E. Lucas, John Polito, Edward Albert, and Jim O'Hare. Yeah, I thought it was a fun film. It's very interesting that the first film is about, like, an entire colony of these monsters. These hyper-evolved, genetically manipulated cockroaches. And then this film, there's only one of them. And that, like look at the Xenomorph here in front of you. Like, the first Xenomorph film has one, and then the second one has a whole colony. Mimic does the opposite. Starts with a whole colony, the sequel is just one. And I didn't know it would be just one going into it. But I was like, yo, that's still interesting. Like, it's interesting because it's different. It seems like a downgrade when you first hear that, but it's really not. It kind of makes the action more personal in a way. It's like most people say that Aliens is better than Alien, but I actually like Alien better. You know? And so I did enjoy this. Not as much as the first one, but I did really enjoy it. It's going to be spoilers from here on out, so there you go. Now, it seems like this movie establishes that the third one might have a colony again, because there are a bunch of baby ones that seem to survive by the end of the film. And the cockroach itself kills a bunch of men that get close to our main character because it's, like, infatuated with her in this weird way. It like, wants to be her mate. It's pretty crazy. It injects her with larvae at some point, but those larvae actually end up saving her life instead of taking it, which was pretty interesting. You get a lot of cool bug facts in this movie that were great foreshadowing. Like how you can't really harm it until it molts, but every time it molts, it, like, takes a huge step in evolution, so it's actually really scary. By the end of the film, the creature molts and looks almost exactly like a human. And it, like, hides all its bug parts inside. It even puts on human clothes and copies a specific human. It copies a specific human that she's kind of getting feelings for, the cop that we mentioned earlier. It copies him and kills him. and it's a pretty cool twist. It actually is a pretty cool twist. The movie seems like it goes on a little longer than it should, but it does so that you can have that twist and pay off the beheading foreshadowing. But it's really cool how the creature is infatuated with her, and it's killing any other men that get their scent on her. It's pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. And you guys know I love my practical effects. You know I'm obsessed with practical effects, especially in monster films. And this was probably 90% practical effects. There was CG, but it's 2001 CG, so it's not great. But it's mostly practical, so you don't mind a little bad CG here and there. There are things that kind of needed to be CG in some ways, and that's good. They only used CG when they, really needed it. Otherwise, it was practical. Which was great. Great practicals. The creature suit looked dope as hell. There was a suit, and then I think there was also kind of an animatronic for when it kind of opens up and reveals more of its bug-likeness. But when it's kind of in its human disguise, I believe that is a suit. Which is great. I love suit acting. You guys know I love that suitmation, that tokusatsu. You know I love that shit. But I mean, this was a really cool film. Once again, it's not as good as the first one. The first one was directed by Guillermo del Toro, even though he didn't like how it turned out. He actually didn't like how the film turned out. He thinks he believes the studio butchered it. So if you really want to see del Toro's real work that he's proud of, you need to watch a director's cut of Mimic. But I don't have the director's cut. I just have the regular cut of Mimic. Yeah, I doubt they'd put the director's cut in the 3-pack. That's kind of something you release on its own, because the selling point's the director's cut, and the selling point for the 3-pack is the fact that it's the entire trilogy. Very cool. I will be watching the third one probably very soon. That might be my next film. Not entirely sure if it'll be my next film or not. I thought I was going to do another found footage film this time, but I didn't. I'm trying to watch my DVDs. I know the last video I did was a Prime Video watching, but I'm trying to actually watch through all my DVDs that I either haven't watched yet, and some that I haven't reviewed. I've watched Hunting the Legend, but I haven't reviewed it. I actually haven't watched my copy. I watched a friend's copy and then bought my own copy. I never watched my copy. But yeah, actually let me know. The next film, would you rather it be found footage, or would you rather it be the next Mimic film? Which would you rather have? Another found footage movie like Hunting the Legend or something like that? There's other found footage films too. Or would you rather have the third Mimic? I'm kind of leaning towards the third Mimic because I've recently binged a lot of found footage and it's nice, and I also really like this movie, so I feel like I kind of want to jump into the next one. But we'll see. It's late now, so I'm not going to watch another movie before bed. If I watched another movie now, yeah, it'd be midnight by the time it was over, so no thanks. But that is it for Mimic 2. I do think it's cool. I think you should check it out. Once again, not as good as the first one. Most sequels aren't. There are a lot of sequels that are the exceptions. There are a lot of exceptions. The Dark Knight, many people say Aliens. I don't agree with that, but many people say Aliens. Gamera 3, there are a lot of sequels that are better than the originals. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. I'm going to let you choose if I don't... Actually, yeah, I'm going to let you choose. So that's it. Thank you all once again. See you all next time.